Hey, party people, it's Doc and Pynk. We're going to be doing a pack opening, which since zero people requested it, we decided to do it anyway. We're going to open packs and then we're going to find a common that will never play. And we're going to spend 30 minutes discussing it.
At least
possibly multiple times.
Yeah, at least 30 minutes discussing it.
So at least. And we mainly do that for Stitch.
Yeah.
Because we know he loves it. All right, so we're going to start with my restraint of holding on to this box topper. And I got to ask, have you ever gotten a good box topper?
The one for Ikoria, I got a pretty good one there. I got what turned out to be like Snapdack. Okay. I've never played it. I keep meaning to. It's one
okay.
Oh, yes.
Oh, was that the one where it was like
I got the full
Mechazoid?
No, I got the full art doubling season for the box topper for Double Masters. You know, the one with the dinosaur.
That was pretty good. Okay.
That was a really good one.
I got you. So I don't need that anymore.
Yeah.
Sort of using a knife. I'm not as good.
I always find these things to be tough to open.
This is very tough to open. I've opened the other packs and they're very easy. All right. What do we have? We have.
I cannot read that.
I can't. It's a cat. Jedit, Dominaria, and Mercenary. All right. Whenever. Let's see. Oh, it's 3 colors. So that's neat. Whenever it or another legendary enters the battlefield, I can pay green. And if I do, I get to make a cat warrior token with Forest Walk.
So okay. What they did is took all took legends from Dominaria and they've redone them.
Yes, that's fairly decent. And this is play. I can see this play because it's cheap enough to get out. That's not a heck of a lot to add on, even if you think of this being 4.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could see this going.
Yeah.
Okay, I realize my camera angle is going to be a little bad, so I'm going to mess with my box for a second. Oh, because we have high production value here.
Sloppiest channel on YouTube, despite what Merlin keeps attempting.
I respect his goal of making us better people than we currently are.
Yeah.
But I've known all of us for a long time, and I realize that's just not going to happen. All right, so now I'm a little disgruntled. I'm going to have to figure out how to get to your house with maybe the next box so we can do a pack opening using your new knife.
Yeah, that would be cool. We should do that. While you're opening this,
I'm actually making this harder on myself using this knife because these packs just rip right open.
While you're doing that, I'm going to pull up and find out how many blue cats there are in Magic the Gathering. Just because, if you're going with Jedit, you're going to have to go cat tribal.
All right. So I've already opened all the other packs. So it's 24 packs. I'm going to point out that I've only pulled 4 other of these full arts, and 2 of them were foil. Maybe I've pulled 5, but the odds of getting the full art lands are lower than any of the sets that I've seen where they've had 1 full art and then other basics.
Yeah.
So I'm setting them off to the side. I don't know. I kind of want to do the thing that you do where I have all of one different type of land, but I just don't have enough of any particular set to do it. So it is what it is. All right. We've got a negate. Classic. Alrighty, kicker. I love kicker.
I love kicker so much too.
I don't really love multi-kicker. I mean, it's great, but it's, not quite the same. And I know there's a channel where they describe every single special ability really is just kicker with a different name. Like, that's pretty accurate. All right, so we got some Phyrexians. I'm not going to try and get into the story too much. The flavor is very nice, but it was also very telegraphed. And I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. I'm going to let Mrs. Doc evaluate the storyline of if they were setting the world up in an obvious way of who the next big bad was going to be.
I mean, I think she would roll her eyes and not even deign to comment on that.
Okay. And I'm not commenting on the story writing ability of the individual stories because we've already established they're not great. Putting words together does not a story make, but
the last time they went to Dominaria, the writer they got for that one, she wrote some good stories. I actually rather enjoyed those. Those have helped.
okay.
There was some real garbage though at a lot of other places.
I've got to the point I don't even read the stories. People will do a narrative on YouTube, and I find it's helpful that just to listen to that while I'm working because I just need to hear humans since I don't deal with people.
Yep,
All right,
sure.
this one kicks. All right, so you pay 3 and everybody sacks a creature. So this is a black, merciless executioner. Okay. I'm sorry, a white merciless executioner.
Yep.
Woo. Okay. So this one, Flowstone Infusion. I actually think this is more of a removal card than a pump. Because the -2, you can take out something little, and you never played Commander, but I've seen it in Standard, more so in Draft, and it actually ends up just being removal more often than not.
I can see that. That's actually pretty good for, especially if somebody tries to pull like some indestructible bullshit on you.
Yes. Let's see. Target creature you control deals damage equal. Okay, so it's fight without fight.
Yep.
Deal damage to something else. Okay. Well, it also targets planeswalkers, which doesn't normally happen with fight. Neat.
Yeah.
Oh, another kicker. Alrighty, for 6, because that's the only way I evaluate kicker. For 6, you can flash it in. It's a flying 2/2, so you got a chump blocker. If it was kicked, it deals X damage to any target where X is the number of attacking creatures. So if someone goes wide and you drop this, you can take out one of them and then chump a different one.
Yeah.
Okay. It's not awful. It's not great. I'm not going to talk about it for half an hour.
Nah.
Let's see. Enchantment would flash. Alrighty, exile 1 target non-land permanent opponent controls and gain some life. Alright, so this is your standard enchantment that locks something down until the enchantment blinks, but it has flash.
Which that should not be taken for granted because, you know, oh, you're gonna attack me. Okay, cool. Here we go.
Yeah, I dropped this on the end, you know, or at the end of my turn or something. Yeah. All right. An angel. All right, so 5 for a 3/4 flyer is not great, but 7 for a 3/4 flyer. Well, I'm sorry, a 5/6 flyer. I'm also not going to play that.
Yeah, that's not amazing.
Unless I've really gone down that rabbit hole. Alrighty. I love the artwork, but it makes it nearly impossible to read the cards. So Tatiova, Steward of Tides. I'll let you know I have several of these. I'm just gonna set the extras off since you didn't get a box.
Oh, thank you. That's kind of you.
Land creatures you control have flying. I've never seen a land creature deck really do anything. Correct me if I'm wrong. Has anyone ever even played land creatures in our table?
Not that I can remember.
I think the problem is, ooh, you've made your mana source blow upable.
Yeah, I feel like it's like, and now all my land is a 5/5 creature, and then you're gonna flash in route or something. And then I'm gonna go.
Correct. Okay. Yeah, let's see. When a land enters the battlefield, if you now have 7 or more lands, 1 target land becomes a 3/3 with haste. Okay. I should point out that we had a game recently that I got Hamster Enema
Yeah.
on turn 6, and I didn't miss a land drop, so I know it was turn 6, and I took 38 damage to the face.
It was impressive.
It was impressive. I did have to call Stitch later that week because I was mad at him, but I also told him, like, you know, you played that wrong. And he was like, what you talking about? And I went, well, you should have attacked me with it and then flung it at me.
Oh,
or
yeah.
somebody else. And he was like, oh yeah, you're right. That's how we get petty at our table.
Oh, yeah. You tell people how they messed up when they killed you.
So I've seen something that people are like, this is gonna be great. I don't want to see how it worked because nothing on here tells me this is awesome. And there's other merfolk that are blue-green that I'd play before this.
Yeah,
I don't
especially
know.
because that's not like really interacting with the merfolk either, you know?
No, it's not. Alrighty. Rona. Do you have the Rona?
Not anymore, thank you so much.
Hopefully you don't have the same side effects that I had. Woo.
No.
Alrighty. When you cast an instant or sorcery spell, each opponent loses a life. I can see this being abused.
Yep.
And you can cast it from your graveyard. Yeah, this is going to get abused. 4. Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah,
Fill it with cantrips. Oh, yeah.
especially in those colors too, because those are my favorite abusable colors.
Yeah. The number 1 and number 2 card draw things and then cantrips and all the stuff. Alrighty, so we got a rare. It's a 3/3 rare. I don't know. Red, black. All right. Revaz of the Claw. Is this the one that likes dragons? Yes, it loves dragons. 3/3 with menace. Add 2 mana of any combination of colors to cast a dragon creature. Okay. Red, black. Red's got a lot of dragons. Black's got a few. Okay, this helps ramp that a little bit. But you can hit dragons out of your graveyard. Someone's gonna play this. I can see there being a lot of decks for this.
Yeah.
I don't love it, but I can see people playing it a lot.
Yeah. I mean, I saw that and I was thinking that's going to be like an add into like Tiamat or the Dragon.
Okay, I can see that too. But I'm like as a commander though.
Oh, yeah, I did not see that one going as a commander. I saw that one really just being more of a more of a 99 kind of deck or kind of card.
Fair enough. I should point out something. I don't know the exact number, but let's say there's like 40 legendaries between the commander product and the main set for Dominaria United. I was looking something else up and I think I mentioned it earlier the week, but when we're playing in person, I had to look back to Avacyn Restored for something. I'm like, oh, I wonder how many other legends are with the angel I was looking up at that set. 4. Back in the day, we had 4, and that's because it was a very specific storyline thing they were going with. It'd actually be interesting. I may just do this to go and chart how many legendaries are in each set, and notice the year when Wizards realized, oh, commander players make us money, give them legends. All right, so we'll stick this off to the side. We do not get a rare Frostfit Strider. It has ward. Ooh. Okay, stun counters though. When it comes into battlefield, you tap something and put a stun counter on it. So when they first had Frost Titan, you had to tap an opponent's creature and it didn't untap. And there's a bunch of things that are out there that tap something
yeah,
to keep, and then you got to keep track of it. Not really, stun counters is kind of annoying, but it creates a physical manifestation of that behavior. I'm like, I'm cool with that.
It's also one of those where, there's a lot of things that like, if a counter is removed or, if there's a counter on X, do
Oh, yeah.
You could really play around with that.
Oh, that's true, because you could start proliferating. Sorry, still locked down.
Yeah, and then you can like move a stun counter from one creature to another. So you proliferate, you make extra stun counters.
Put this land over here.
Stun counters, then you move some stun counters from non-stunned creatures to other ones and lock them down. And you could really be awful with that.
Oh wait, I had the art card. I've got to the point where I'm just tossing the art cards unless they have a signature on them. And I don't even know I still don't know what I'm supposed to do with them.
Yeah. I have them all in a box somewhere.
Okay. I'm gonna shed the knife. It's just not really working for me.
Go for it.
All right. Oh, look, art card. It's got a troll. Or no, it's a minotaur. Oh, look, it's another plane. See, I'm not keeping these. Now, I will say I like is basics, fetchables. I know they did it with the snow, but throwing these in here, it doesn't hurt the game.
Not at all. I thought it was a great idea.
Yeah, I mean that's healthy. You know,
Yeah,
because they had the thing where they had the come enters to battlefield tapped equivalents of these, but weren't fetchable,
yeah.
and they were putting them in every set. I'm like, okay, those aren't bad for mana fixing, but there's I see no drawback really of making this fetchable.
No, no.
Most people aren't gonna have fetches anyway. And in this actually in this particular one, since domain actually counts, I'm like, oh, this is a cool way. Please keep these going forward. Don't do the other ones anymore.
Yes, exactly. Or the life gain lands where it enters the battlefield and you gain a life. That doesn't help you as much as being able to fix your mana.
Yeah, the life game. I just don't do the vanilla ones that do nothing.
Yep.
Alrighty, so we've got some Kavu that are pumpable but can kill themselves, which I've never seen happen, but that'd be funny. I bet Stitch would do it.
Probably.
Um, it's interesting they reference homerids. One of my favorite tribes from Fallen Empires, because I have the warm space in my heart for Fallen Empires. But I don't think there are actually any homerids in the set.
That's so funny because they did actually print some homerids in the last Dominaria.
I may need to double check myself on that, but this.
Oh, did I lose you?
Yeah, I know they did that, but I don't think there's any in this one. Like,
I'm looking right now. I'm pulling up.
no, I'm still here. We just cuts in and out every once in a while.
Gotcha.
But this isn't too bad.
Yeah, to answer our question before, there are 12 blue cats that you could put into that blue, white, green jetted deck, in case you were curious. All right.
Ooh. There we go. Now we've got Turtle with Ward. Okay, I don't know if they meant to do it and they haven't really done it in the past, but somehow I think that all turtles should have Ward because they've got a shell.
Yep.
I've never thought about it before, but that's pretty cool. And I'm going to talk a moment about this enlist ability. I like enlist. You can't have summoning sickness, so you can't be abused by dropping a big fatty who's sick and pumping up somebody who can attack. But hey, everybody gets behind this one person. Okay, I can see that. Can be abused with a few different tactics out there that like to have tapped things, but I like it.
Indeed. So to answer your question, they
Oh, the homerid question?
Yes, they printed one homerid in the last Dominaria. And then before that, the previous homerid there was one in Time Spiral, and then there was one in Alliances. And there are 8 total. And that's if you count Deep Spawn.
Well, why wouldn't you count Deep Spawn? I mean, paying 1 blue to tap it, and so it has hexproof for the turn, shroud for the turn, I think.
Yep.
Hey, back in the day, I mean, I think that was at a 6 casting cost for a 5/5. That was a big deal back.
It was 8 for a 6/6 with trample.
How spoiled we've become.
Indeed.
All right, so we have another cat. Oh, this is them. I don't know if this is them redoing a legend or this is just a legend.
No,
I think this is them redoing the legend.
Yeah, I think this is supposed to be like his descendant.
There we go. Oh, that's right. That's the other flavor they've thrown into these things. So, alrighty. When it becomes tapped, put a 1/1 counter on each creature you control with toughness less than the number of basic land. That's never going to happen. I mean, oh, you had some weenies. We can get them bigger, but they're never going to get bigger than 5/5. Okay. All right, Twinferno. You can copy a spell, so at least they didn't have you overcost it. There's some that are like, hey, 5 to do this, and you can copy a spell. Like, really? I can copy a lightning bolt because that's how much mana I have left after this. But then it also gives the target creature double strike. So that's not bad.
Now,
I'm almost wondering if I put this in my feather deck.
I was going to say, I love double strike, especially at instant speed, because you can really surprise somebody.
Well, I'm just thinking like early in the game, you can give your feather double strike and you get it back.
Oh,
And
yeah.
that's giving commander damage. But later on, when you have maybe a better spell, you can copy the other spell, and then you get them both back.
Oh,
And you have
that's
copies.
a good call. I like it.
I'll have to see. Ooh, more kickers. Herloon. There once was a Magic the Gathering game store at Gwinnett Place Mall, and there weren't very many of those around the country, and they all failed epically bad. But they did have the big Merloon Minotaur like statue thing in them. It was weird and neat all at the same time. Does this do anything? Okay, for 4, I can do 4 damage and gain 4 life. Okay. Now I'm not wowed by that. Alrighty. See, once again, I can't read it. Tuck Bone Rattle. Okay, it's a troll. Doesn't have Shroud. Should have Shroud, but doesn't have Shroud.
Yep.
Alrighty. When it enters the battlefield, as long as you cast it, so you can't abuse it by bouncing it, you can pick a creature card in your graveyard, but it is restricted by domain on the converted mana cost. So this guy's 6.
Ooh.
And then, if you're playing a 2 or 3 color deck, you get a 2/2 or a 3/3 back. That's not wowing me at all. Tori Davenant. I want to say the original version of this was tap and do 2 damage to something, but it may have been tap and prevent 2 damage from something. The original legend for this.
I'll look it up while you're reading.
Because that knowledge I need in my life, not remembering any of my children's names when I really want to. Alrighty, when it attacks, everybody else gets 1/1. Okay, nice buff. They'll all die. But red creatures get trample, and all your white creatures basically are given vigilance because you untap it. Okay.
Yeah.
One trick pony, probably, if you attack with it, then it kills. I have a challenge playing cards that when you attack, you get XYZ, because it's like, well, I'm only going to get it once, right?
Yep. Spell the last name for me.
D''AVENANT.
D''AVENANT. Stupid made up magic names.
This may be in a descendant card.
Yeah. I may have to just pull up legends and go from there. Keep looking and I'll find it.
Okay. All right. We've got our rare. It's a creature, Phyrexian Kavu. Oh, no. Ooh, I wanted one of these. I love the Defilers. I've got 2. This makes 3.
Read it out. I don't know this card.
Oh, you're not. All right. So they have one of these for each color. Okay. The first strike and the bottom ability kind of varies by card. Like one gets a token, one gets, you go search for something, but the middle part is the thing that's interesting. So this guy's 2 and 2 red, but you can basically do Phyrexian mana for one of the red if you want.
Okay, that's pretty cool.
So you pay 2. So you can pay 2 a red and 2 life and get this 4/4 into play.
Okay, that's good right there.
Okay, one, as long as he's in. I'm sorry, doesn't impact him. It impacts any future red spells, though. Now have Phyrexian red as an option.
Okay, that's
so you're still going to pay 4 to get him hit. 4/4/4/4 is not bad.
Nope.
But when you can start dropping life to make all your other stuff cheaper, and there's one of these for every single color. So what this guy does is, and whenever you cast a red permanent spell, he does 1 damage to any target. He's got first strike. So this is a very solid card. I think the white one is whenever you cast a white spell, you get a 1/1 soldier token. Blue maybe lets you loot, draw a card, discard a card kind of thing. Okay. So they're all very strong cards. So that's very good. All righty. Oh, we got a sapling token. Nice. Stall for time. Okay, for 5 mana. Tap 2 creatures and then stun them and draw a card.
Hmm.
Okay, I'm never gonna play that. But if that was in a draft, I could see that being the difference between winning and losing. If I get to lock down your two beaters and then replace myself, I could see that keeping the world going for a while. But I'm very happy with the Defiler.
Yeah, the
Next year,
violence is helpful.
when you've paid off your recent purchase, and you'll have to go back and buy Defilers.
Probably.
And then we can make yet another great quote from the movie Tombstone of I have not yet begun to defile myself.
Ah.
I don't know if are you a fan of that movie?
I was gonna say, I was about to say that is such a great movie, and I haven't seen it in so long.
Now you're gonna have to watch it this weekend. You're welcome.
Thanks, I appreciate that.
All right. So once again, we've got 5 to play this. I'm just gonna read it. Yeah, draw 2 cards. Okay. And then each opponent discards a card.
Yeah, I remember
Okay,
actually.
I can actually see this.
Pretty good. Yeah.
Especially in Commander. Yeah, I'm net positive for 5. Yeah, that's someone will make that work.
Yeah, no,
Okay.
I saw that one and I was like, if you're doing a copy deck, imagine copying that, you know?
Well, isn't most of the is copy mostly red, or is there? I guess there's some blue copy.
There's blue copies too. Yeah.
Okay. All right, we have Tidepool Turtle, which I'm now disgruntled. Doesn't have ward.
Especially in blue. Come on now.
That's right. It's got scry. Yeah, no, I'm not gonna go crazy. Expensive scry, 3 to scry 1. Ooh. No, I'm not gonna be wowed by that. A sunbathing root walla. Domain. This is actually very similar to the very first root wall, I think was in Ice Age. No, it was in Homelands. And it was like 1 in a green, and it could be +1 +2 for a turn. Was never really wowed with the root walls. So at least they're keeping it alive, the theme alive.
Yeah.
Alrighty, Crystal Grotto. You can filter your mana. Cool for a draft, I guess. Strength of the Coalition. All right, so this has a high kicker, 3. So for 1, it's a small giant growth. But if you pay 4, you can put a 1/1 counter on each creature you control, and that one guy gets a buff. I still don't think I'm playing that because there's other things in green and white that just do better than that.
The art's cool though. I really like that.
That is some pretty cool art.
Yeah.
Is that like a griffin with a sword?
No,
Or with a rider?
I think it's Lyra Dawnbringer.
Oh, okay.
And then I can't tell exactly what the other one is on, your computer.
That's probably a Phyrexian that's dying.
No, it looks like maybe like a Yavi Maya, somebody who's like, she's fighting with. Because it's green.
Okay.
White. She's white. There's a Yavi Maya person who's green, and they're fighting the Phyrexians.
I got you.
Yeah,
well, you're probably right. That is Lyra, because that's the comment at the bottom is Lyra.
Oh yeah. Well, you can also just tell based off the spear. I really like Lyra Dawnbringer. Yeah.
All righty, we've got a wall with a whole bunch of text. Wow.
Nice.
03 defender. Get a bird token for each creature with defender you control. So if you've gone defender tribal, you can now attack. Okay. And then as you put more defenders into play, you get more birds.
Okay.
Haven't you always wanted to play defender tribal and this be your win condition?
Yeah, definitely 100%.
Blight pile. I somehow I'm not going to be as creative and lose my mind as much as Stitch did with his portable hole. But I've worked with people that I think I want to address as blight piles from now on.
I was going to say, I've seen a couple blight piles in my day.
That's right. Like, what's in room number 3? Blight pile. Oh, okay.
Yep.
Oh, this is going that defender tribal though.
That's what I said.
3 and
Defender.
tap. Lose life, equal number of defenders. If you can get a blue, white, black commander, so Esper wall commander, I know there's things in there that let you mill people based off the number of creatures
Oh,
with defender. And then I think there's a blue card that like gets you mana equal to the number of creatures with defender.
okay. So you're actually thinking of Phoenix, God of Deceit, and you can tap, like if you play him, he's like a 3/7. And whenever you tap a creature, target player mills cards equal to that creature's toughness.
There's actually a blue wall that does the same thing. And specifically goes after the number of creatures with defender.
Okay.
So yeah, you could do all those things. Wow. All right. Once again, can't read. Oof. Balmore Battle Mage Captain. Bird Wizard. All right. It's flying 1/3. And whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, all your creatures get 1/0 and trample until end of turn. So if you have a storm deck, you can do very bad things.
Yeah, you could definitely swing in for a one shot on somebody.
I've never seen any of us do a storm deck.
I tried a little bit of one with what is that? My Veyran Voice of Duality, but every time I've played that deck, you go, oh, Doc's playing blue and red. Oh, he's about to do bad things. Everybody kill him now. And
Yeah,
so,
well, no, we just see Doc's playing blue.
yeah. So it's never really got to the point of me being able to really have a nice fun go with it.
Which is deserved. It really is.
Yeah, I mean, look, I'm not faulting y'all, okay? Like I would kill me too, especially knowing what I know.
Yeah. All right. So there's like a cycle of these. Tura Kinnerud Sky Knight. So we got some umlauts. I think we could have a whole extra session talking about our favorite umlauts in Magic. They kind of annoy me on my spreadsheet because I don't have umlauts on my spreadsheet, and that's how I keep track of all my cards. So I have to take the thing out. And then when I try to update prices, the websites have the umlauts and my spreadsheet doesn't have the umlauts. And it's a great, very much a first world problem. Conceptually, I love what he does, but there's a bird that's better. But it's whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, create a 1/1 white soldier creature. I know there's one that's like 1 and white, blue, that whenever you cast an instant or sorcery, you get a bird token. So I'm like, yeah, I want the bigger bird token.
Yeah, there's like what is it? It's like Murmuring Mystic, and he's like 4 in a blue, or maybe 3 in a blue. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, make a token.
What I'm saying in this set, there's one. It's blue white, I think.
Oh, really? Okay, never
That
mind.
makes a bird token. Unless I completely read it wrong, which is entirely plausible. All right. If I find, I'll let you know.
Cool.
I'm having an interesting streak of only 1 rare per set. I will tell you my other 24 packs. I've got 48 rares out of the other 24 packs.
Oh, wow. Okay, so that's pretty good.
But
Before
right now,
can we circle back to a common for a second?
sure. What comment am I pulling up?
Diaverant Archer from Legends. 2 and a white for a 1/2 archer. Tap it. It deals 1 damage to target attacking or blocking creature. That was what
Wow, that's awful.
Yeah, that was what you were trying to think of.
That was what I was trying to. Yeah, I'm not even going to dig for that card. All right. We have our rare. It's green, so it can't be an instant. There's only like 5 of them in the whole game. Okay.
I'm not
For
sure
3.
what that lady's up to either.
I'm sorry, what'd you say?
I said, I'm not sure what that young lady is up to either. Like, it's threats undetected. Is she a threat? Is she detecting the threat? Is she enticing us? I don't know what's going on.
I think she's distracting you from the threat. That pose says, look at me, not the other things.
Yeah, I've got some of that hot Phyrexian elf action.
Yeah, that'd be my thought.
Yeah.
That's right. Okay, so you get 4 cards with different names, which is easy in Commander. Put them, opponent puts them in pile. Oh, I'm sorry, opponent chooses 2, so it's not like you can do the 3-in-1 thing.
Yep.
And then, yeah. And you get to, opponent gets to pick the 2. And you get to pick, and you get the rest back into your hand. Okay. That's not awful.
No, that's
But
not terrible for
yeah.
3. So it's basically 3 to draw 2 cards.
All
Yeah.
right. Sunlit Marsh, I've already established that I like. Yeah. I like the Sunlit Marsh concept. All
I
righty. So I've
like
been
that a
talking for what, 40 minutes now? So I'm going to speed up a little bit. Lest I get hate mail or my car keyed by Stitch after he watches this video. Swamp, Ridgeline, love them. It's great. I don't think the art quite matches what it needs to be, but still the concept's cool.
Yeah. Elf.
Ooh, a mana dork, but it has death touch, so it's overcosted, I think, but the death touch gives it a purpose in life late in a draft.
Yeah.
Probably not in Commander, but hope I'm putting stuff in the wrong pile. All right, opponent mills some cards, and then you get to bring. Oh, if he dies, I can bring something else back. Okay, that's some value for a draft. We got another wall. If we go 5-color wall,
There you go. Is there a
Polariferous
5-color
Vine Wall. Oh, this gets you a land. Actually, this isn't terrible if you know you're playing like a land deck. Because it gives you, it replaces itself with a land. So it's kind of like card draw in green, which is challenging.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Oh, we hit the uncommons faster. Alrighty. Garna, Bloodfest of Killed. Whenever another creature you control dies, draw a card if it was attacking. Alrighty, and otherwise, Garna, Bloodfest of Killed deals 1 damage to each opponent. I'm gonna need to look up the wording on that because that otherwise, like, okay, if it does this mean if it died and it wasn't attacking, then you get to do damage to an opponent?
I'm not sure.
They could have been clearer on the wording.
Yeah. Read it again for me.
Have to cut down. Cut down. Hold on. Am I reading it again?
Yeah, could you?
Whenever another creature you control dies, draw a card if it was attacking. Otherwise, Garna deals 1 damage to each opponent.
And your question was?
So if it dies and I'm not attacking, does that just mean I get to do 1 damage?
Yes.
Okay.
So if you're playing black red aristocrats and you start getting a sack machine going, she's hitting everybody for 1 for each thing that you're killing not in combat. That's pretty good.
There we go.
Yeah.
Okay. For 4 though, it's kind of high, but I get it. I guess you could run it as your commander though.
That's what I was thinking.
You
Like,
ensure.
you got some tokens out, you cast her for 4, you sack like 5 tokens, and then you just take 5 damage.
This apparently I think is the chase uncommon.
Oh.
Yeah, cut down. Destroy target creature with total power of toughness of 5 or less. So you're not going to play in commander
Nope.
because everything's battleship.
Yep.
But in standard, even modern, maybe you play this because an instant to get rid of the little things that get bad.
Yeah, especially given like how efficiently costed it is too.
That's the thing that's driving it. Yeah, I want to say it's like $1.50 or $2 as an uncommon.
Oh, wow. All right, there you are.
Yeah. Alrighty. Joda's Codex. Draw a card. Okay. Theoretically, if you're paying 5 color and you have all 5 mana types, you can just tap to draw a card. That's awesome if you cleared that hurdle.
Yeah. That you
5 colors.
that's tough.
Yeah.
I mean, you could play
Whew.
that with the Joda from Dominaria and really just, go all in on this Joda theme.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why you do
See,
that, but
you could. We have a Singir Connoisseur, which means it's a vampire. Flying, this one's a little nicer. When other creatures die, you get to counter, but you only get 1 counter per turn. So unlike Singir Vampire that needed to do damage to the creature that was dying to get a buff, this gets a buff when death occurs. This could actually get out of control.
Yeah, it's not bad.
I could see, especially when it's flying. Nail. Nail. It's an elf scout, blue-green, so I bet it'll get some play. All right, when it deals combat damage, look at the top X cards, which is probably just going to be 2. So you get to look at 2 cards, put 1 on top of your library and the rest on the bottom in a random order. So you kind of get to filter. But if you have all 5, you can draw a card, but you're never going to have all 5.
No.
So that's never going to get played. Awesome. Oh, I skipped real fast. Archangel of Wrath. All right, so this is an angel, which I'd love to put in my angel deck, but my angel deck's green-white. I can't put this in my green-white angel deck because it's got the kickers. But it could go in Kalia. But if I ever play Kalia as my commander, y'all will all kill me before I get to do anything.
I mean,
the joys of the game.
Also kill you?
So you can kick. Yes, I would. I'm not judging. I'm just recognizing how we play at our table. Alrighty, so I can pay 4, but I can kick it 2 times technically for this flying lifelink. Ooh, that's kind of cool. Since it's lifelink, when I do the 2 damage, I gain life. So if I pay 6 and include a red and a black, I could do 4 damage and gain 4 life. That's not half bad.
Yeah.
Oh, we have a 2.
Oh shit. Oh, that's bad. That's bad. What's she going for?
So there's the guy who does he does the 600, which commanders in the set he thinks are going to go over 600 and under 600 on EDH rec. And he had this one as an under.
I can't believe that, because I was like, are you kidding? That's just awful.
Yeah, no. Well, y'all gonna see this.
Is that foily on top
many
of that?
times? It is foily on top of that. While I'm opening these last 2 packs, I'm going to default to you so you can go look up what Shieldred the Apocalypse is running for in foil. Yes, we are. Because I want to say the regular was 40.
All right. So, yeah, she's running.
Oh, look, I got a pretty small. What is she running at?
She is running. Ooh. Foil. A little tough to say. Let's see.
He's clicking buttons. I'm going to scan through, and if I see, ooh, it's a defender, could go on that wall deck.
There you
Search
go.
your library creature card with defender. Wall tribal.
Yeah. Near mint foil is going for $46 right now.
That's not a lot of delta between the foil and the non-foil.
I know. I was a little surprised at that.
Interesting.
Yep.
Alrighty.
Because they didn't see the awesome foily Phyrexian symbol on it.
It was really awesome.
Yeah, that was pretty epic.
All right, Territorial Marrow. I like the Territorial Marrow just because I like Marrow. Mark Rosewater, we love you. You never watched our show. That's okay.
I
It
like to
gave you
think that maybe
another card though, which is awesome.
I like to think that maybe one time he clicked on it and he was like, these guys suck.
I guarantee you that he probably did. And it would have probably been one of our previous things. Like these guys just spent 30 minutes talking about a common.
Yeah.
That was a throw in. It was the last card that went into the set.
I was drunk when I pulled that
All
one
right.
out of the hat and put it in the set.
I was trying to. Hey, look, it's the version that I can read.
Yeah.
See, part of me, like, I'd only keep one of each of these cards that are uncommons. And so I've got the rest of my stuff sorted. I'm like, normally I'll keep the alternate art because it just looks neater. But this time I'm like, it's prettier art, but oh my, I can't read it.
Yeah, it is definitely tough to read. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, Rulik Mons, War in Chief. Alrighty, it attacks. Okay, I don't like the thing, but okay. If it's a land, you get to put it into play. Neat. If you don't put a land onto the battlefield, then you get a 1/1 goblin. Okay, so you get to look and maybe you get a goblin, or maybe you just know what's coming up, or you get a land or a token. Woo. Oh, we get 2 rares. Okay, sweet. Back on track with multiple rares.
There we go.
Shadow Right Priest. If you're playing Cleric Tribal, here's your Cleric Lord.
Which I'm not sure when
Once
Cleric
upon a
Tribal
time,
became a thing, but it is.
yeah. Once upon a time, someone explained to me if you want an effective Lord, they have to be 2 casting costs or less.
Hmm.
Because there's a bunch of things that are like 6 to buff all soldiers or something. And like, yeah, they're neat, but they don't do what you need them to do. If you're playing standard, you need these. I don't know if it'll impact commander a little bit, but someone's going to be making some cleric decks with this. Maybe even has an impact in modern. I don't know.
Perhaps.
That's pretty cool.
Mhm.
Ooh, and then we have a foily, the Elder Dragon War. You know what? I don't even care what this card does. That's a great title.
Indeed. I also love the fact that
Okay,
they have
deals.
yeah, look at the top. They added something called read ahead. So you cast this and you can actually pick where you want to start on your sagas these days.
That's right. You could just skip steps.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not paying
really like
4
that.
to create a 4/4 red dragon creature token, but I could totally see just skipping to number 2 on this. Discard your card, discard your hand, and draw replacements.
Yep.
There's plenty of cards to do that. And then create the dragon as a bonus after. I could see, yeah, I could totally see that happening.
Yep.
Cat Warrior token with Forest Walk.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
actually pretty cool.
Indeed. All
All
right.
right, we move on to our last one. We got no list cards in all of this. I will tell you, I did get list cards. Otherwise, one, I love the flavor. I got Jaya Ballard Tapsk Mage or Flame
Oh,
Mage, whatever, her very first card.
that is epic.
I'm like, okay, they did need to add that to the set.
Yep.
Tangled Islet. I think I have 9 of the 10 of these, so I'm gonna have to check with Stitch of which ones we don't have. And since you're not getting a box this time, the extras I'm gonna set off to the side and you can have them on Monday.
I appreciate that.
Alrighty. Mild. I'm gonna scan this smooth speed. This one's not bad. I can see this getting played in a blue-green deck, but scry to draw a card, and then you get to put an extra land from your hand onto the battlefield. That's not awful,
No,
especially early game.
Yeah.
You could ramp, replace itself, set your next few turns up.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
actually pretty good.
It's a leech, giant leech. I
I
remember
think
there was a leech card that I love the flavor text from the dark. And it was something along the lines of the normal treatment for leeches is torches. But if the leech is so large that the torch may kill you, you have to find something else. I'm paraphrasing. I can't remember the exact
remember
words.
that card, and I used to love that flavor text too. Speaking of flavor
Yes.
text and things we love, I think there is a massively awesome worm card in this, and all I could think of was Josh McGill going worm.
Fair enough.
Yeah,
I got some. It's a green card that like lets me make worms.
I think that's it.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Queen Alan Olive Braddock. All right, power is equal to number of creatures you control. For 3, there's a few other folks out there, and this is an elf, so it's probably going to get some friends. I can see this one getting made. And then if tokens would be made, make those tokens and a white soldier creature token.
I was gonna
Oh
say,
yeah.
you know you're gonna put that in Reese, or you're gonna put Reese in that.
I probably have to put Reese in this because Reese is also on the list of I can't play it at our table anymore because I've done bad things in the past.
I like to play Reese because I like Reese.
Yeah, but Stitch goes, no. Like one time you make an avatar token where your life total is its power toughness, and then you copy that avatar token 8 times. And people remember that and they get mad at you 10 years later.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's not justified. Najal. We were at the Stripers game tonight, and I want to say the leadoff hitter for the other team's name was Najal.
That's pretty funny.
He struck out twice. All right, sorcery spells become instant spells. You can pay 2, and you can pass your next sorcery. Oh, and you can copy something. Okay, that's someone will do something, but it won't be me. All right, I got a rare Shauna.
Oh, I think this is a good one.
Was it there? It's a mythic. All right, so 3 for a life link. Not bad, easy to get out. At the beginning of your end step, pay X or X. If you do X, draw X cards, but X is the amount of life you gain. This, I will make a deck with this. There will be something that happens with this.
Yeah, I told you.
There's a life game out there. Yeah, that'll handle. And our very last card, Broken Wings. Target artifact, enchantment, or creature worth flying. And I still remember you sticking a Broken Wings in some Oathbreaker deck for reasons I don't remember. But then you were like, oh, look, I get to use it. It may have been when, oh, I know it wasn't Oathbreaker. It was when we were doing one of our, you can only play cards from XYZ sets.
Yes. And I had
and you included it in there, and there was, wow, okay.
Yeah,
so let's do a recap of all the great cards that we got in this set. And it's very simple. It's that.
I think the Shauna you got is pretty good. No, I think the Shauna you got is pretty good too.
It probably is, but it's not Shieldred.
Yeah, Shieldred, that is epic. I mean, that is such a crippling card. I really am looking forward to yelling at you when you beat me with it. Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
All righty. That was cool. That was only an hour. How about we?
Yeah, there we go.
All right, let's wrap it up.
Indeed. Everybody stay safe.